How are we doing today, guys? Today is a bit more of a normal review video where we're gonna review normal cars, not performance, not prestige, nothing exciting, but essential cars. That's what we're calling them. We're calling them essential cars. The cars that everyone's gonna buy at some point in their life. More than likely, most of the people watching the video have already had one. But we're doing this video for people who are thinking of getting one, who are not sure what to buy. And yeah, we're just gonna give a bit more of an insight. You can easily go out and review any of the cars we're going to review today, or find reviews of these cars, but they're going to be reviews of brand new cars, which no one has any idea if they're reliable, not going to be reliable. And majority of the people who are going to be buying these cars are like your first time drivers, just passed the driving test, looking for a small little run around in the family, maybe a second car, husband and wife, small run around, whatever you want to call it. We're going to review them because they're all pretty much, I think, 10 or more than 10 years old. So we want to give you an idea of what they're like in terms of reliability when they get to 100,000 miles, when they get to 80,000 miles, when they get to 10, 12 years old. And that's it really. So we're going to have a quick walk around. We're not driving none of them because we'll be here all day. We just want to give you our personal opinion. So if the opinion is not the same as what everyone else thinks, that's fine. This is my personal opinion. I've been doing this long enough to know which cars are reliable, which cars have more common issues, or which engine is the best one to buy in a specific car. So yeah, let's start with the Fiesta. Ford Fiesta. Do you know what? I shouldn't have started with that one because it's probably the best one here, but do you know what? Ford Fiesta is the best-selling car in the UK for yonks. It always has been, probably always will be. Reliability-wise, out of 10. Right, Dylan, we're gonna do it out of 10. Right, reliability-wise, 9 out of 10. That's genuine, that 9 out of 10. Especially if you buy petrol. So you get 1.25 petrol, technically a 1.2. 1.2 petrol, cheap on insurance, cheap on fuel, ideal in every way, shape or form, really cheap to maintain, not much goes wrong with it. Engines are really good. Mileage on these isn't really much of a big deal, so if they get to high mileage, just don't worry about it. Diesels in these, oh shit. Right, no, basically they're shocking, like really, really bad. The 1.6 diesel Ford should be going to court over that engine because it's that bad. If anybody's got a 1.6 diesel Ford, sell it now before the turbo blows on it. They're shocking, really bad. 1.4 diesel's not as bad. However, they do have really bad DPF issues and really bad EGR valve issues. 1.5 diesel engine is the newer generation Ford Fiesta, which is newer than this. A lot better engine. But really, my personal opinion, stick to the 1.2 petrol. You're not gonna regret it, and you're not gonna be plowing a lot of money into it. Mazda 2. Bit weird looking, I don't know. It's gonna be everyone's cup of tea. I personally think they're nice. They're really nice to drive, by the way. The seating position, they're really light, they're really easy, perfect for around town driving. I like the Mazda 2s, I'll be honest with you. A lot of people don't really look at this car. And I don't know why, because I think they're brilliant cars. If you're looking to buy a first car, definitely put that in one of your sort of short list on which cars to buy. Drive them and you'll understand why. It is Japanese, right? That's not a racial thing, by the way, that's a good thing, right? What I mean by it's Japanese is that it's very, very, very reliable. There's nothing that really goes wrong with these. Never really sold diesel ones of these. You get a 1.3 petrol, same again, cheap on insurance like the Fiesta, cheap to run, cheap to maintain, cheap in every way, shape or form. Or you can get a slightly sportier one, which is a 1.5 petrol, maybe slightly more power. It tends to be more in the sport sort of trim and spec. But yeah, the 1.5 petrol, just as good as the 1.3. Personally, you want something cheap, you want something reliable, get the 1.3 petrol, you're not gonna regret it. And you can get them, by the way, with a lot of different specs, like different trims, like they've got stripes on them and different coloured roofs and all sorts. You can get some really, really nice models in that Mazda 2. Right, this one is a bit of an oddball. We weren't gonna put this in this lineup, but the reason we've put it is because it'll park here. And you never know, there might be somebody out there who has always dreamt of having a Nissan Note. Yeah, I feel sorry for you for that person. But anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But what I meant to say is that it's a perfect 5-door hatchback. Literally, like, reliability-wise, good. 1.4 petrol, 1.6 petrol, 1.5 diesel. The diesel engine's fine, good engine, not bad at all. Petrol engines, 1.4, 1.6, same again, they're fine. The 1.4s do have very, very minor amount of them, do have timing chain issues. So a timing chain is something that runs the engine if you don't know what it is. It's like a cam belt, but the cam belt is on the external, on the outside of an engine. So you've got to change it every so often, 60,000, 80,000 based on what car and make or model it is. Timing chains on the inside of the engine technically cost more to replace and can be a bigger job. But you're not supposed to be changing them. They're supposed to live the life of the car. Doesn't always happen. That brings us onto a Vauxhall Corsa. Right, if you're talking timing chains, don't buy a Vauxhall Corsa. I don't know why, personally, so many people buy them. It's not even in the same wavelength as a Fiesta. I'm sorry if I'm going to offend people who have got a Vauxhall Corsa right now, but it's not. The reliability factor on Corsas is nowhere near as good as Fiestas. It's not even close. I don't know how they can compare. Price-wise, they're very similar. Size-wise, they're very similar. I think the interior is nowhere near as nice as Fiestas. I think the Fiesta interior is such a nicer place to sit, a lot newer, a lot more modern. But Corsas sell very, very, very well. Literally on par with Fiestas. The Fiesta and the Corsa are easily the two best-selling small hatchbacks, easily, hands down. But, big but, I'm gonna go through the engines because there's a lot of these engines, and I'm just gonna be brutally honest. And I know this because they've cost me thousands and thousands and thousands over the years. 1 litre petrol, do not buy it. Do not buy a 1 litre petrol Vauxhall. Don't do it. You're gonna regret it because they do have massive issues. Sorry, 1 litre petrol Fiestas, same. Don't fucking buy them. The shit, like properly shit. Don't buy EcoBoost. More like EcoBoost when it blows up. That's the only thing eco about it. Is when it blows up, you'll not be able to drive it. That's what makes it eco, I think. Right, so don't buy it. 1 litre petrol, do not buy it. 1.2 petrol Corsa. Good engines, not bad. They're not bad. However, they do have a really, really, really bad timing chain rattle. It doesn't mean the timing chain's going. It doesn't mean you should change it straight away. It just means it's very annoying. It's like a ticky, ticky, ticky sound. Does that sound quite good? Ticky, ticky, no. But basically, it sounds a bit like rattly. That's just how the Vauxhall Corsa engine is. I've had this question asked by 1,000 customers before. We've been to C4 before we came to this one, and why do they all sound the same? Because that's what the engine sounds like. It's a rattly, rattly engine. Don't get me wrong, if the rattle is excessive, the chain needs replacing. Even after changing it, the rattle's still going to be there. It'll just be a quieter rattle, so whatever. 1.4 petrol, a bit better. Some of them have cam belts. I think certain generation ones have chains. Chains are still quite bad on them. Diesels, 1.3 diesel. Not a bad engine, not a bad engine at all. 1.3 diesel, cheap to run, cheap to maintain. I think they're all 5-speed. I know in the Astra, they do 1.3 diesel and 6-speed. Yeah, diesel's fine. 1.7 diesels. 1.7 diesel engine is quite a big engine for that car, so it's quite pokey, it's quite nippy. But yeah, Vauxhall Corsas, if you're getting one, please, 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 watch out for this timing chain, because they're so common for timing chains, they're so common for head gaskets. Just buy a Fiesta, forget it. Just don't buy a Corsa. Right. Peugeot, which one? 208. Right, Peugeot 208. Do you know what? Cool looking car. Like, I don't know if you can see them all, but I think it's the best looking car here. It's like a nice little, cool little car. Interior on this, by far, compared to all these, is the best. Touchscreen sat-navs, quite a quirky little steering wheel, really sporty feel. Love the interior on these, really, really like them. I think they're great. I think they're such a nice place to sit. Engine-wise, Peugeot engines and Citroen engines, Renault engines, not as much, but Peugeot Citroen engines are really bad for it. They do have a lot of head gasket issues. And I'm gonna say this, like, genuinely I mean this, but I've had so many Peugeots and Citroens and Renaults with head gasket issues. Customer coming. He's probably thinking, what the hell is this guy on about? Yeah, so Peugeot, they can have issues with head gaskets. If they do have issues with head gaskets, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. Not ridiculously expensive to fix, but be careful. How to check a head gasket? The first way to check it, open the coolant, make sure it's not tap water. Make sure there's coolant in there. You go into a car dealership like us, like any other car dealership, go there, open the coolant, see if it's pink, see if it's not tap water. If it's tap water, more than likely it's been topped up constantly because the head gasket's the issue. Put your heaters on full when the car heats up. If the heaters don't work, another sign, head gasket. If the water's got oil contamination, put it on your hands. If it doesn't dry, there's a little bit of residue on it, more than likely head gasket. So there are 3 reasons and 3 ways how to know if the head gasket's going. I'm not a mechanic, very far from it. Could just about change a light bulb. But, like I said, I've learned these things over the years. Yeah, Peugeot, I like them, but apart from the head gasket. Dylan, you've got a Clio at the moment, haven't you? Dylan doesn't like his Clio because it's the old one, but this is actually quite cool. It's quite nice, good looking, really nice colour by the way. Clio's, right, reliability wise, fine. People have got this big stigma, French cars this, French cars that, do not buy French cars. I'm sorry, the whole fucking world buys them. No one's going to stop buying French cars. Value for money, they're great. I think you get a lot of car for the money. That is not because they're shit, because they're far from it. People have got this opinion, Peugeot, Citroens, Renaults, electrical issues, this issue, that issue. They're more reliable than a Range Rover. Simple. So they can't be that bad, right? If they're that bad, why would people buy them? They're not, they're fine. Just make sure you find a good car out of the cars you're looking for. Not all cars are bad. Someone might have a bad experience with a Peugeot. They'll go around telling everybody, don't buy a Peugeot. but then you'll meet another person with a Peugeot that's done 200,000 miles and not spent a penny on it. So you can't paint them all with the same brush, so just be careful with that one. Clio's 1.2 petrol, 1.4 petrol, I think that's a 1.4. 1.5 diesel, pretty much the same engine as the Nissan. And remember what I told you about Nissans, reliable, Japanese, quite a similar engine. Not identical, but it's the same block. Just to give you the heads up, the engine that they use in this 1.5 diesel and 1.5 diesel, which other cars do you use? You're using the Renault Clios, Renault Meganes. It's the same engine as what they use in the Mercedes A-Class. A lot of people think it's identical, it's not. It's very far from it. Like 80% of the engine's different, but the block is the same. Mercedes wouldn't be using that engine if it wasn't reliable. Simple, they wouldn't do it.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yes, mate, you can interrupt, mate, it's not an issue. No, mate, my little one's calls that, but how can I help?
Oh, my pal JJ from 5.
Yeah.
You told me about you got that Jetta there.
Yeah, absolutely fine, mate. I'll get your keys.
Yeah.
Is that right? Take a look around, I'll be with you in a second. Yeah, so Mercedes would not be using that engine if it wasn't good. You're probably thinking, who's Zach? Because you just asked me if my name's Zach. My name's not Zach, right? So I'll tell you that on another day. Right, DS3. Dylan has one of these cars. Dylan, big it up. Whoop, give us a whoop, whoop at the back.
Yeah, it's great.
Great, apart from the fact the engine light came on the other day. Yeah. Right, so DS3, 1.6 diesel, not a bad engine. Very, very used engine. A lot of cars have that engine. An awful lot of cars have that engine. But fine, 1.6 diesel. Quite nippy in it, Dylan, that. Yeah. Dylan's got a 1.6 turbo. 140, 50, what is it, 160 brake? 160, yeah. Right, I'm going to tell you an example. They do the DS3s in a 1.6, Peugeots they do as well. Peugeot 208, they do it in the same. Peugeot 208 and a DS3 is a very similar car, by the way. They do a 1.6 turbocharged engine. It's not their engine. It's BMW's engine out of a Mini. Dylan did not know that before he bought it, and I explained this to him. He started working at Zaks Cars, and that's where he's got the knowledge from. Now he knows better. But the fact is, it's BMW's engine. It's a Mini Cooper engine. Absolutely shite. That is it. I'm not saying it because BMW make it. Partly I am. But the fact of the matter is, it's a proper crap engine. So yeah, it's turbocharged, head gasket issues, timing chains. Dylan's car's 16 plate, done 40, 50k miles. We put a new timing chain in it, new head gasket in it. The lot, not an issue at all, mate. Not an issue, mate. Yeah, crap. Absolutely crap. You never know, it might make him famous. Bless him. Right, my new favourite customer. Right, come forward. He's gonna run you over, Dylan. 1.6 petrol, shit engine. 1.6 diesel, good engine. 1.4 petrol, fine. They're all fine. They're all good engines. The 1.6 turbo petrol engine is a very bad engine. Stay away from it. Dylan, do you agree?
I agree.
You like the way it drives, don't you, Dylan?
I love the way it drives.
It does drive brilliant, the 1.6 turbo. Like I said, they do it in the Peugeot as well as that. The 1.6 turbo engine does drive brilliant. Dylan, he's gonna run you over. Come forward now. No comment. So the drive brilliant, power's brilliant, the drive brilliant, everything's fine, but reliability, I'm telling you now. Dylan, like I said, I had this a few years and we spent nearly a couple of grand on it already and it's still not right, I'll be honest with you. It's just, they become money pits because no one really wants to touch them. Right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. I've tried to give you my honest opinion on all of them. Set off. 7. I look like a great cock now, don't I? 7. I can count, by the way. Fuck. Right, 7 cars. No, the reason I said 6 is because that Nissan was a bit of an oddball. We weren't going to put that in, so there was originally 6, but there's 7 now. Look at Harry turning up, cruising, thinking he's a G. Look at him. Get him on camera. Look at him laughing. Can you zoom into that? Right, he's nodding, putting his hand. Right, bless him. Right, yeah, so 7 cars. Right, which one would I buy? Come on. Easy, this is an easy one for me, like very easy. DS3's really good looking, cool, quirky, only do them in 2-door. That's another thing I forgot to mention. So that might put people off. Clio's fine, can be a bit boring. Peugeot's, very nice interior, reliability issues can be there. Corsas, no comment. Nissan, a bit older generation, my personal opinion. Right, I love the Mazda. If it was to me, you're probably surprised at this, very surprised. I put it in between these two. Genuinely, I mean that. Like, I'm not just saying that for no reason. Genuinely, drive-wise, reliability-wise, there's a reason why you buy a first car. You want it to be reliable, you want it to be cheap to run, you want it to be cheap to maintain. That's basically what you want out of a first car. And I personally think these two, out of the lot, are probably the best first-time cars to buy. I know in the comments I'm going to get people saying that's a load of rubbish. I've had one and it blew up. Like I said, you can't pay them all with that. I'm on about my personal experience as a car trader. Like I said, I've not been doing this 30 years, I've been doing it 6-7 years, but I've lost count on how many of these cars I've sold. Actually, I've lost count on how many of all of these cars I've sold, but I know which ones come back. I know when the customer rings me saying, I'm on the motorway and there's smoke coming out my bonnet. I know which cars they are. That was a really shit impression, by the way. These two is my personal opinion. If I had to narrow it down in between them both, the interior on the Ford is better. I think that might give it the edge, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. It's very close. I'd have either one. I'd be happy with either one, I'll be honest with you. I can't sit here and say, get a Fiesta, because I do really like the Mazdas. And I know people are thinking, Mazda's not even a car I've looked at, but honestly, they're nowhere near as in demand as Fiestas and Corsas, but look at them. You're not going to regret it. They're very reliable. Reliability, honestly, they're bulletproof. They're absolutely bulletproof. All of the cars I mentioned, right, we sell them for a reason. If they were that bad, we wouldn't sell them. I do not like cars coming back to us like no dealer does, but I sell them because we do extensive checks on all the cars. All the issues I mentioned, remember, we know about the issues, so we're going to check them. I've had enough of, rude people. Look, rude people driving by when I'm trying to fucking drive. Look at him, look, he smiles out. I'm only joking, he's not rude, I've just told him to move his car. Yeah, we sell them for a reason, right? So I don't want people to think, oh, if they're that bad, why'd you sell them? You've got to remember, I've told you about the issues. So we are going to check these issues when we do the health checks. We're going to check these issues. When we do our health checks, we don't just take it to a local garage where they check all cars. If we've got a nice performance car, we'll take it to a garage that specialises in performance vehicles. French cars, we'll take it to like a French car specialist so they know what to look at. But we specifically know the main issues these cars have. So before they leave our forecourt and a customer drives away with them, we physically check that car. We made sure it's not got none of the issues I've mentioned. So I'm not saying they're all bad, and I'm not saying certain cars, obviously the reliability-wise, I would say certain cars are less than others. But at the start of the video, I did say 9 out of 10 what? Realistically, Fiesta, I'm being honest now, 9 out of 10. Mazda, 9 out of 10. Nissan, 7 out of 10. Corsa, I genuinely mean this, 5 out of 10. Peugeot, depending on the engine, petrol ones aren't brilliant. 6, 7 out of 10. Clio's 6, 7 out of 10. And DS3s, 6, 7 out of 10. But if you buy them from Zaks Cars, they're all 10 out of 10. I'm joking. It's a bit of a sales tactic there, right? You can tell I'm a car salesman. Right, no, honestly, like, that's my personal opinion based on which cars have come back. I can tell by certain cars that have come back or how frequently they come back. But like I said, just make sure you check the things I mentioned. I'm not a mechanic, so please don't say he ain't got a clue what he's talking about. I'm only telling you from personal experience. But yeah, they're all on our website. The website is on the screen now, or it should be. Yeah, check them out on the website. But if you need anything, if you need any advice on buying cars, we don't charge. Honestly, we are a family-run business. We don't charge for advice. If you want to give us a call, say, look, I've seen your videos, genuine, I'm looking to buy a car, do you think this is normal? Only because you're not buying it off me, I'm not gonna get offended. We're here to help, genuinely I mean that. So if you need anything, give us a shout. The staff are unbelievably helpful. You've pretty much met everyone now. We will keep you updated on other vehicles that we've got for sale, and we'll do another review like this. And tell me in the comments if you like this video, if you like the walk around, quite a simple, straightforward video. If you want us to review saloons, fast saloons, 4x4s, tell us and we'll do it. So I hope you guys like the video. Like I said, I know it's a bit different to compare to what we normally do. This is just so you guys know, as first-time drivers or first-time car buyers, what to look out for on these cars. I know some of the things quite brief. If you want more information about a specific car, ask and we'll try and reply to you. I've only told you the first thing that pops into my head is when I look at a certain car. And that's all I've told you. I've been honest. Genuinely, from my own personal experience, I've given you my honest opinion. So I hope you appreciate that. Apart from that, like, subscribe, and we've had a couple of comments about why have you not done the first drive of the C63 Supercharged. That will be our next video. I've been meaning to get around to doing it. Dylan's been extremely busy and hasn't got time to do all the editing trickery. With this sort of video, we don't need to do that. That's why we've done a quick short video for you guys. We'll see you next time. Please like, please share, and comment below if you want to see anything else. Take care.